What up, No Nation? It's your guy, Kelvin Hunt, editor of ChopChat.com. Welcome to Built for Playmakers YouTube channel. Fresh off a big win over Florida this past weekend, the Gators will be watching the Noles from the crib because they are not bowl eligible. It's a great feeling. And so in this video, we're going to get into some film review. Basically, we're going to be looking at how Tate Rodemaker performed. I know a lot of people look at the stats in the game, the flow of the game, and things like that, and draw conclusions. But whenever you go back and really watch the game and try, take the emotion away from the game and just look at how things unfolded. What I saw in this, I saw a lot of positives. I wouldn't say I was surprised, but I was excited after watching the film. One thing to note is the running backs left a lot of yards on the table, and Tate played pretty well when you consider context and field position. They had terrible field position. FSU only had one possession in the first quarter. They ran 3 plays in the first quarter. So when you think about it, they scored 24 points in 3 quarters, so to speak. And, UF, there are a lot of bang for your buck, or I should say it's either big play or nothing with them because they're really aggressive and things like that. And FSU had a lot of explosive plays. Also had some negatives, but a lot of the negatives were because FSU didn't execute the way they should have. All right, so a lot of I'm excited to get into this with you guys. So yeah, go ahead and like this. I got a lot of clips here, and it's kind of in sequence of from the first possession through as the game progresses. And so I'm going to give some context on to where we are in the game, field position, how certain things affect play call and all that good stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. And while I'm finding this, I really appreciate you guys supporting the channel, liking, sharing on social media, man. Really appreciate it. All right, so this is the first play on FSU's first offensive possession, and this is what you want. And one thing I want to point out, this is a little pop pass to Jaheim Bell. Jaheim is going to take this little pop pass, and he's not going to hesitate. He's going to just go right around the corner and get 4 yards. And that is something I wish Trey Benson will do. You'll see what I'm talking about here in like 2 more plays. All right. So this is what you want. Success on first down. Gets 4 yards. He just doesn't hesitate, doesn't try to cut back, just goes and gets 4 yards. That's what you want, right? All right. So prime example is on this particular play. This play right here dooms the entire first possession. Trey Benson doesn't show patience. One thing I can remember with Dalvin Cook when he first got to FSU, he didn't have a lot of patience, and that's why he didn't play a lot in his freshman year in the first 6 or 7 games. Jimbo was stressing to him that, you got to show patience, trust your speed, trust your vision, and allow the holes to open up. And then go. Here, Benson, he does not allow his blocks to set up, and he overruns the lane he's supposed to hit, and then makes a bad decision and loses a lot of yards when he should have just went down when he realizes that he's not going to make a positive gain. So we're going to look at this a couple of times. So here, all right, this hole is going to open up right here. You're going to see Benson kind of hesitate like, dang, I overran my lane, but now I got to try to make something happen. See how he hesitates? Just go down right there. They did miss a face mask right there. That should have been a face mask. But that doomed the whole drive. That it goes from 2nd and 6 where you want to be to 3rd and like 14, I think it was. But let's watch this again. Look, there's the hole. You can drive a truck through that hole. This guy here is about to seal this guy off, I think, and this could have been for a big gain. Instead, we're 3rd and 14. And again, just go down right there. There's only a 4-yard loss. But here he retreats and loses another 5 or 6. Okay. So we're moving on. So we finally got the ball back at the beginning of the second quarter. So we're already in the second quarter. We've only ran 3 offensive plays. All right. So this particular play here, this is Lawrence Toafili. Lawrence Toafili is supposed to block this dude. If he blocks this guy, Keon Coleman is going to be wide open for a long way to run. He misses the block and then almost gets picked. So in real time, we're looking at it like, why in the world are you throwing this Tate? Well, Tate is expecting him to make this block. And you can see Lawrence knows he misses the block because he trails the guy, does everything he can to. He does when he misses the block, he realizes that he does kind of obstruct him enough so that it doesn't get picked. But Tate's expecting him to make the block and to make this easy throw. See, he whiffs. See him whiff, and then he tries to retreat here. Let's watch it in real time. Watch right here. See, he misses. He misses him. He's going to be, if he makes that block up here, Keon's catching this ball out here, and there's nobody up front. Nobody. So that's not on Tate. That's just on Lawrence Toafili not making a block. All right. Here. So it's 3rd and 14. This is not where you want to be with a young quarterback. And we'll see. One thing I will say, he rolls out, gets some breathing room. Nice throw. It's not to pick up a first down, obviously, but nice throw on the run. You take that. It allows you to get a bit better field position as you go to punt. So again, the first 2 possessions, and Tate hasn't played poorly at all. It's just Benson made a poor decision. Lawrence Toafili, missed the block, and that's your first 2 possessions right there. All right. So here we are. We're down 10-0. We are 10 minutes to go in the second quarter, and this particular play, Lawrence Toafili, this. Oh my gosh, this play was frustrating. Let's watch it. Okay. Lawrence Toafili just got the ball. Morlock is locked onto this dude. All he has to do is bounce, just go outside of Morlock, and this is a huge gain. Toafili should never let this guy make this tackle. He cut it inside for some reason. I don't know why he cut it inside. Look at it in real time. Why does he cut that inside? If he goes outside, that's a big gain. Big gain. All right. So 2nd and 8. This right here is on Tate. Tate is late on this delivery. If he throws this in rhythm the way he's supposed to, it's going to be a big gain. 2nd and 8. This is a pass to Keon. Okay, Keon is wide open right now. Why? He's looking at Tate. He's looking at him right now. Split second too late with the ball. Throw it now. Too late. So I know a lot of people that should be an easy throw, but listen, whenever you haven't had a lot of game repetition and you go into real games, it's one thing to do things in practice. I use this analogy all the time. It's like if you play golf and you go to the driving range and you could be hitting your irons great. You could be killing your driver, all that good stuff. But then when you get out there on the golf course, it's like, man, my iron game ain't like it was on the range. You know what I'm saying? Because you have different factors. You don't out here in the game, you don't have guys brushing you like that at practice. You're not going to really get hit. And so you just need more game repetitions to get that chemistry and get that timing down. Got to remember, man, Tate hadn't really been getting first team reps all year. So that's one of the reasons why a play like this could take place. All right. So that was So that made it 3rd and 8. And so that brought us to this particular play, which I was not a fan of. I remember tweeting at the time, I said, there's got to be an easier pass for 8 yards than this back shoulder throw to Johnny Wilson. I mean, he still almost completes it, but there's got to be an easier pass in this. I mean, I know you like your one-on-ones, but that's not a real high percentage throw, in my opinion. So 3rd and 8. So this drive is kind of on Tate. He didn't deliver the pass to Keon on time, and then he got the 3rd and 8. That's not where you want to be for a guy that's inexperienced. And he did have some pressure coming off the edge here. Yeah. Who's that? Byers got beat probably. Yeah. So that drive was on Tate. So here, and one thing I'll say too in this game, the offensive line gave Tate, they did a really good job of giving him time to throw. I mean, there was only a few times where he was really under duress. And when he had time, he did fine for the most part. So here, you backed up on your own end zone and you want to get some breathing room. And so Mike calls a nice little short pass here to Johnny Wilson, and Tate throws it. It's fine. Nice completion. You see he's got time. So that's a nice little 7-yard gain-ish, something like that. Yeah. That's pitch and catch all day. All day. All right. So we're going to move on. So here it is. 2nd and 3. Here. Let's see. Keon Coleman misses his block here. Watch Keon. If Keon makes the block on the guy he's supposed to, this goes for a nice little chunk. Right here. Keon does not seal this guy off. If he seals that guy off, this guy's blocked. This guy's going to be on this guy. This is going to go for a nice gain. See, Keon is beat now. Keon is beat. Tackle for a loss. Look, these two guys are on their guy. One guy does not do his job, and it goes for a loss. So you go from, it should have been another first down out of, past the 20, and now you're in 3rd and 6 or 7 again. And 3rd and 7, again, backed up on your end zone. And Tate's got to have more awareness here. He takes the safety here. They bring the house. And I will say this, though. I would rather him take the safety instead of throwing an errant pass for a pick 6 or something like that. The only thing I didn't like about this play is Tate seemed so oblivious that they were bringing the house. And it's like he had no idea they were on him that quick. That's the only thing I didn't like about this particular play, other than giving up 2 points, obviously. Yeah. I mean, he's got like 2 seconds. You would think that they would call something a little shorter, maybe something that didn't take quite as long as to develop. And yeah, just that's tough sledding right there, man. All right, so here we are. This is a drive. We're down 12-0. Defense did a great job of holding them scoreless after they got great field position off the safety. And so this is a drive you got to have a score, and you tip your cap to Tate and offense because they make it happen here. First play, nice little run. Oh, Benson shows patience. Look at this. Watch this. Shows patience. Boom. God, he is so nasty when he shows patience. Hard got to tackle. All right. So this one here, we're 2nd and 10. Didn't have any production on first down, but this is a huge throw. This is Tate to Jaheim Belt, the seam. Look, you got plenty of time to throw. And Tate steps into it and rips this bad boy. That's nasty. That's a laser right there. Big game. Big game, much needed. All right. So here, Toa Philly atones for earlier a little bit. Nice little run here. So that was 2nd and 10. So nice second down run there. Guys, O-line did a good job opening up some holes. Here, Byers has got to hold this block a little bit longer. If he holds this block a little bit longer, this goes for a nice gain also. Watch. Byers is here. This is Byers. Look at this. There's a hole there. There's a huge hole here. Watch. Byers doesn't keep this block. See this? The guy sheds him a little bit and gets an arm out there. And that's it. Gotta hold that block a little bit. So it's 2nd and 9. I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at that particular play. I said before the game, I said, hey, look, don't do nothing stupid. You're already in field goal range. I would rather him throw the ball away like he did than to try to force anything. So I'm not necessarily mad at that particular play. Okay. So here is 3rd and 9, and this is a big boy throw right here. 3rd and 9, big throw and catch to Johnny Wilson. You see him roll out, throw across his body. All hands catch by Johnny Wilson. That's a big time throw. 3rd down. So you go from, if you don't complete that, you're kicking a field goal. You go from kicking a field goal to 1st and goal, and then you ultimately score. All right, so we're in the 3rd quarter, and it's 3rd and 10 where you don't want to be. 3rd and 10. So if you don't convert this here, this is your first possession in the second half. If you don't convert this here, you're going to give Florida the ball back, and they have the lead. All right, 3rd and 10, and he goes to the security blanket. Look, nice pocket, got time to throw, rips it in there to Johnny Wilson. Good job fighting for the 1st down. Look, that's perfect. 1st down, move the chains. O-line did a great job. He set his feet, ripped it in there. Johnny Wilson caught the ball. All right. Again, 1st and 10. This is the pass to Keon, the one pass that he caught. Again, he's got time to rips it in there, whoop, slips him. Big game. I mean, you can't ask for much better than that. Here's 2nd and 7. This is Benson's 2nd touchdown run. The trailer, Benson's so strong. The trailer almost makes the tackle. When he misses this tackle, it's a wrap. Look, see how he's tracking right here? A huge hole. See, when you trust your blockers and he's got the speed, when he gets in, that's crazy that he's that big, and that guy could not cut that angle off. Wow. Whew. That's nasty. All right, so we had the lead, and now we don't. And 2nd and 11 is where you don't want to be. Here, I can't really tell because of I don't have the all 22. It looks like this guy in the flat is going to be covered. I can't really tell, but I think they do a flag on that. Tate right here. Tate's got to take off. This is the next progression for him. Instead of holding the ball, if he gets to like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, when he gets a 3, you got to take off. You can't just sit on there and wait for somebody to get open. Just try to get some positive yardage. Avoid the sack. Avoid the possible strip sack from behind. Yeah. So moving right along. We're the end of the third quarter. This is a strong Trey Benson run. Here, he just makes something out of nothing there. Once he gets in the open field, he's tough to bring down. He showed patience, though. See how he allows the pullers? He allows the pullers to at least get in front of him. When you do that, good things happen. All right. So here, this is a pass that everything is 1st and 10. They're throwing the ball, which I'm a fan of with Tate. And Johnny Wilson is open, and defensive lineman does a good job of batting the ball down. This would have been a completed pass, though. See, here's Johnny here. It's going to be a completed pass. Tate did get a little bit of happy feet here. You see him kind of hop. Yeah. O-line's holding up, though, man. O-line's holding up in pass pro. So that's a good sign. Not that Florida has a great pass rush. They don't. It's going to be different with Louisville, but it's still a good sign. All right, so 2nd and 10. Woo! This is an RPO. I wish if he would have given this to Benson, this would have went for a big gain. Look, there's nobody over there. And this is a pass that Johnny probably should catch. It was a little high and a little behind him a little bit. It was a tough catch, but one he probably should have made. But the right read here, should have been to hand this off. You got a blocker here, and Benson would have ran for days. So, or it could have just been he could have been reading somebody else. He could have been. I think he was reading number 10. I think he was reading number 10 right there. Yeah. See how number 10 comes up? If he comes up, he's reading him because he never really looks over on the side. But either way, it should have been a positive play. Just inaccurate a little bit on that throw. This one frustrated the hell out of me. I'm not gonna lie. 3rd and 10, and I'm like, in the third quarter, I just don't know what we were doing here. Rolling out, so that decreases, your options, and he just throws it away. But again, I would rather him throw it away than to force something on their side of the field. So take care of the ball, Tate. That's priority number 1. So good job there, but I didn't like that. I didn't like that particular play call. All right, so we're still down. It's early 4th quarter. And this is another instance of Benson, not just taking the edge, doing that stop and start stuff where it never works. 1st and 10 here. All right, so look at all this. Look at all this green. Look at all this green. Just go, and you're going to get 4 or 5 yards. You're 230 pounds. You should be falling forward for 2 or 3 yards. Here, just keep going, but he stops. Oh, just go. Go. If he goes, he gets 3 yards guaranteed, maybe 4. I don't know why he does that. That irks me. He makes up for it later, but this is another instance of Benson missing a lane here. Watch. Oh my gosh. Watch this. Why he cuts this inside, similar to Toafili earlier, I have no idea. If he goes outside here, this guy's going to be blocked. Keon's going to be on this guy. Look. He's going to be one-on-one with this guy right here, this safety. I mean, he gets positive yardage, but yeah. 3rd and 3. I felt like Benson, I was frustrated here too because it felt like this is a patented Mike Norvell 3rd and 3 running up the middle into the back of your blocker and for no gain. I felt like Benson probably could have bounced this outside. I don't know exactly what the call was here, but here, there's nobody out here. Nobody out here. Now the big boy does get off the block there pretty quick, but here's like could he jump cut and because what's crazy is on his last touchdown run, that's what he does. The ball, I saw the angle from the end zone, and he goes up the middle. He basically jump cuts like 1.5 yards to the right and goes kind of outside the tackle, and then he cuts back across and scores. So he's got it in him. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of this particular play. So Tate, he's already had a few big time throws on 3rd down. Look, we're losing right now. 11 minutes left in the game. Now look, the defense has shut Florida down. They have nothing. So you kind of feel, I think Mike Norvell at this point understands that. And he's like, look, we're going to go for this. And if we don't get it, then we're going to get a stop and then have another opportunity. But this is a big-time throw, big-time catch from Ja'Kai Douglas. I mean, he comes up huge in rivalry games. Remember him 2021 against Miami there when they needed it there in the 4th quarter on that last drive. Miami this year, he had a big game, and then he comes up big with a 4th down catch here. Whew, that's good coverage, too. I mean, good coverage. He puts that on the money. Gosh, that's a huge, huge throw. Uh-oh. I didn't share the tab, my fault. Here. Huge throw. Whew. Big time. Big time throw, Ja'Kai. This is a pass this is another instance where you can tell that Tate hasn't had the first team reps a lot. And Tate does throw a different ball than Jordan Travis. Tate probably has a little more mustard on this than Jordan. Jordan kind of floats it up there a little bit, and Keon will usually go up and get it. Here, it's weird. Keon is looking at him. He's looking at him the whole time, but he kind of mistimes the jump somehow. But I mean, this should be a touchdown. He catches this 99% of the time. I don't know why he didn't catch this. He gets 2 hands on it. I mean, it's high, but if you look at it, Keon doesn't really get off the ground like that. He gets up like 14 inches, maybe. That's a good throw. He just, man, if he'd have caught that, the game would have been over right there. It's not a bad throw, just tad high, but you expect Keon to catch that. So here we go again. We have the lead. Benson's not patient with his box again on this one. Let's run it back. Uh-oh. Okay. Now watch. He's pulling. He's pulling. Look, you can see that. Look at this hole. Look at this. No, actually, this hole right here. So he's making a block. He's making a block. If Benson is patient, he's outrun his guys again. Look, if he would have showed a little more patience, you have a huge lane to run through here. Goes for a loss. Let's watch it in real time. You gotta allow those guys to sit up, man. I get it though. You're trying to make something happen. Again, this is another instance of Jaheim Bell just taking what is given to him. What I was talking about earlier. Just don't hesitate. Just go get the yards. Go get the yards out of there. Don't stop. You huge. Go deliver some punishment. I need to see more of that from Trey Benson. And so we're obviously we score on this drive here, but this is a play RPO. I don't know. I can't see the all 22. I can't see what's happening up here. But he holds on. Tate sees something because he holds on this to the last possible second. This is one of those where they just call a defensive coordinator for Florida, Mr. Toolshed. He finally makes a good call where, they're blitzing to Tate's backside. He doesn't see it coming, and it's a sack. And thank God he doesn't fumble there. But yeah. So that's just a bad luck, kind of more so than anything. They're blitzing from the backside on the RPO. And so they go on to score. They go on to score there, and it's ball game. But what you took from that is the O-line blocked fairly well for Tate, which is a good sign. When Tate had time, he made the throws for the most part. He had a couple throws that, he would want back. But more than anything, I felt like the running game just left a lot out there, and those guys not, hitting those running lanes, tracking them where they should, put FSU in some tough predicaments behind the chains. 2nd and 10, 3rd and 8, 39, and even still though, Tate completed like at least 3 third down passes for 3rd and 8 or more in the 4th down conversion. So you gotta feel better when you look at this particular game, all things considered. Now, granted, Florida's defense, it's not anywhere near as good as Louisville, but Louisville is vulnerable in the secondary. That's something I've seen numerous times this year. Tate's got some familiarity with Louisville, from last year. We know Jarvis Brown is out there, and that's a mismatch for FSU receivers when they're in a one-on-one. So we got that going for us. But really, it's all about if FSU can stay ahead of the chains and the running backs, just get positive yardage. And you're not, if you can avoid being pinned deep in your own territory, you got to feel good about, what you saw. I mean, like I said, 24 points in 3 quarters for the most part. And again, you can't fault the offense for, only having 1 possession in the first quarter. I mean, that's kind of on the defense, not getting off the field. And again, credit to, UF for converting a couple of really tough throws to keep the chains moving there early on. But 24 points in 3 quarters, terrible field position. Just felt like nothing could go right for FSU. I mean, you shank a punt, get a safety, give up a safety, then you kick it to them. They get the ball basically on like the 35 or 40-yard line. Defense holds. That's why I never felt – once we scored right before half, I felt fairly confident we were going to win that game. Once Tate settled in, he was fine. So – Yeah, I feel more confident. After rewatching this game, you just need your running backs to do their part. You need guys to execute their blocks. Again, that one play with Lawrence Philly on the screen, that could have been disastrous because he missed the block. Keon Coleman missed a block that cost major yards on the play. Byers not holding his block cost big yards on the play. So it's very small things offensively that, just the lack of execution that cost FSU. So it's nothing that Florida did a lot of the time. So yeah, so we'll see. Again, Louisville's defense is much better, but they have been giving up a bit more yards per play over the second half, last 4 or 5 games. So we will probably break that game down. Not that game, but we'll look at them defensively here in the next day or so, and kind of go from there. So yeah, so again, feel good about where we are. Just need the guys to execute, and feel like defense is going to show up. They've been showing up all year for Louisville. Louisville's offense doesn't scare me. Obviously we faced better offenses with LSU and did well. So yeah, so feel good. If you like this video, man, would appreciate it if you would like it, share it. Appreciate all the support. We're almost closing in on 2,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so. Turn those notifications on. We will be putting out content after the season is over. We'll be talking about recruiting, roster needs. We'll be covering other sports also. If you don't know, I play baseball in college, so I cover FSU baseball as well. But yeah, so make sure you make this one of your major channels for FSU content, and we'll look forward to talking to you guys soon. Until then, go Noles.